All right, just back from my 2-mile run. It's Sunday, Memorial Day weekend, 2024. I'll continue my series on death in the military. And this is why you gotta believe in fate and destiny, folks. It's a good story. First, I'll do the 1 minute, and then you can link in the bottom to the whole story. And watch my other playlist. You know, just talk a story about murder and fate and destiny. I was in the Air Force from 1980 to year 2000. It was my 4th assignment. And you know, what brings you to believe in fate and destiny? I was stationed at Charleston Air Force Base, South Carolina. That was my 3rd assignment. And what brought me to my 4th assignment? Murder. Okay, thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll continue the story. You know, from 80 to 2000, a lot of you folks probably weren't even born. But I walked the line. I protected the sperm and the egg in your moms and dads to protect you in the American way of life. But, you know, just to believe in fate and destiny, listen to the whole story. So I'm stationed in Charleston, South Carolina. I was in civil engineering. And for some strange, I bumped into these bunch of guys all dressed up, and they were in recruiting duty. And if you're in the military, you can get free airlift rides. Charleston Air Force Base is a transport base, military airlift command, and they had C-141s. And this group of guys, there's 5 or 6 of them, all dressed up, looking sharp. Of course, I was probably dressed in camouflage, just a regular duty uniform. I was civil engineering, as a civilian lady said, I was a handyman. Yeah, that's probably about right. So I was probably working like a modified electrician. And I bumped into these guys, and they're going to a funeral. One of their guys from Miami was murdered. And at that time, they're all in recruiting duty in Miami. I said, oh, I applied for recruiting duty. And so we struck up a conversation. And I didn't know these guys. They didn't know me. And again, fate and destiny. Because in reality, what was it? The guy that was murdered, long before we even knew each other, I was the replacement. And that's what happens. And I'll complete the whole story. The guy was a Puerto Rican from New York. And I guess he was a tough guy. You know, just as I learned the stories, this guy would pull off the side of the road and duke it out with the Marine recruiters over recruits or bodies. Because you had goals of, you need 3 bodies a month, recruit 3 people a month from high school or wherever, up to age 28. And what happened to this guy, again, he was a tough guy. And I guess he was going on vacation. So supposedly he had like $700 in his pocket. He was going on vacation, and these young teenage punks thought they'd mug him. And military guys aren't the right type of guys to mug. And I guess he wasn't giving up his money to a couple of teenage kids. Well, one of those teenage kids had a gun and killed him. Murder. Now, of course, you commit murder, you're greed, you always get caught. And yeah, they were caught. But what brought me into the picture was, he died. They needed a replacement. I put in for recruiting duty. Follow my playlist, listen to my military stories. That's what brought me to Miami. So he was murdered, and I took his position. That was my 4th military assignment, brought me to Miami. I didn't even want to go to Miami, but as they told me in the military, I told them I'd go anywhere in Florida but Miami. They told me, well, you're going to North Miami Beach. That's not Miami. So, great. So that's what brought me there. And matter of fact, the guy that recruited before that guy that was murdered was also murdered. Oh, fate and destiny. But these guys were, could happen to anyone, would happen to anyone. That other guy, he was a Kent doll, married to a Barbie doll. He was cheating on his wife was cheating on him. And then his wife's boyfriend murdered him They shot him, and of course he was caught, and they found the love letters in his car and all that nonsense. So they brought a lot of this stuff on themselves. But like my content, thumbs up, subscribe, share the information. And of course these guys were all well compensated for their time in the military. You know, life insurance probably $400,000. Spouses covered for, you know, it's called DIC, Veterans Affairs. $1,400 a month. So if you die in the military, you're well compensated. So with honor, respect, dignity. These are my Memorial Day stories. Stay tuned tomorrow. I'll have one more story. What goes on. But that's why you gotta believe in fate and destiny. How did I bump into these just random guys and I end up being on their team in recruiting in Miami? Strange things happen, but if you believe in the Bible, from my religious folks, you know, read the Bible. You should always read the Bible. It's one of the oldest books ever. Believe in Revelations. You know, life's already happened, and we're just going through the motions. Because if someone already saw the future, it's already happened. So, thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, share the information, and life gets better and better every day, folks.